Good morning, Gumtown. My name is Jamal Thomas, and we are here giving you a live recap. U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville, aka Coach, he spoke in Montgomery this morning at the Montgomery Chamber of Commerce Eggs and Issues Breakfast, and he gave an update. And we got there a little late, but we got some stuff about what he talked about. He said there's a new strand of the coronavirus that's coming out. It hasn't reached the United States yet. It's the BA1. It's another strand, but it's not as lethal as the Omicron or the Delta variants. He quoted, we need to get the federal government out of our lives and let people enjoy and run their own lives. He talked about the different mandates. He said we're $30 trillion in debt. And with the COVID pandemic, we've been paying $58,000 per person because of the pandemic. And basically, he said this is out of control spending. He really said the government is doing a lot of out of control spending with the pandemic. Excuse me. He addressed small businesses. He said they're the backbone of what we need to do. We need to get people back to work because he talked about how during the pandemic, all the unemployment checks made people not want to go to work. And he said we're going to spend about $30 billion more in unemployment. And he talked about how the pandemic affected the supply chain. He said truck drivers are quitting because of the vaccine mandates. They don't want to get vaccinated. They don't want to do it, so they're quitting and finding jobs where there's not no mandates. And he said you own your own body. But when we thought about this is off the subject, women own their own bodies too. Going to keep it right there. As far as the physical policies, he talked about some of the bills that tried to come up that they blocked. One of them in particular was an IRS bill where banks had to report any deposits over $600. And he said, this really affected the community banks that really couldn't afford it. Now with national news, with Russia and Ukraine, he said, talked about Russia and Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine has been fighting for over 8 years. Russia is going into Ukraine. He thinks Senator Coates said that they may take over the country. And he said we just need to help Ukraine. We do not need to send no troops over there. We do not need to get in another battle. He just said that we need to help them with some weapons. He said China is our number one problem. They're our number one threat. They're moving up. They're growing up economically. They're growing with the military and everything. And he talked about watching out with, they're trying to take over some stuff in the Pacific Islands, with Taiwan. And, with Taiwan, that's, they manufacture a lot of the microchips. So watch out with that. Senator also stated that we need to be energy independent. We need to start using our own oil. We need to stop going to Russia, stop going to other countries for oil. We have our own oil. We need to use it. He also talked about the F-35s. He's decided we're going to have 20 F-35s here at Danley Field. And he also talked about agriculture in the state is growing, it's going up. And he talked about a peanut shelling facility in Atmore. So basically, this is our update, and he said we need to just keep China from growing. This is our update. Gumtown Magazine. This update is brought to you by the Serious Injury Law Group. If you're in an accident, get hit by a commercial vehicle, 18-wheeler, motorcycle accident, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, call the Serious Injury Law Group at 334-900-0000, 334-900-0000. Gumtown. Make sure you follow us on www.gumtownmag.com. Gumtown, we be everywhere.